What's up? MAFpod, Ep.1. It's your host, Michael Metcalf. I'm here with Brian, is going to be my co-host for the day and a recurring guest here on the pod. First shot at podcast, and this is just going to be kind of broing down for an hour at a time. The pod's going to change and evolve as time goes on, so hopefully we get some viewers and you guys stick with us. But I appreciate you being here if you're here, and yeah, let's get into it. Ryan, dude, how did we meet?
Oh, that's a question for the ages there. Met in high school, moved around quite a bit. You ended up here.
Yeah.
And, as soon as we first met, I knew this man was special and everything like that, and we just clicked instantly.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, a little bit older than me, met him kind of at the lunch table. We ended up, getting into some tomfoolery, skipping class a couple times, hanging out. Good guy since day one, good friend. Stuck with me through a lot, so just a good dude in general. Someone I'm glad to have here on the pod with me. So, especially for the first episode, the inaugural episode. We've talked about this a couple times before, but
just got to do it.
Just got to do it. Just got to jump into it. We're just on an iPhone right now, so quality's not going to be the greatest at the start. Hopefully you can stick through it to come chill with us, but hopefully that'll go up throughout the pod. But man, let's get right into it, dude.
Aaron Rodgers.
The world of sports has been shaken up. Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, man. What do you think, dude?
I mean, he's a great quarterback. I feel like anywhere he would land, he's gonna,
he's gonna make an impact.
Yeah, he's gonna make an impact for sure. I don't know how he'll do on the Jets. They have quite the
got a good roster, dude.
Yeah, offensive threats.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. They got the defense too.
Yeah.
Sauce
Great
Gardner,
defense. Yeah.
Everything like that. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the NFL season to start.
Yeah.
Everything like that. There's a lot of teams that switched up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And
it's a whole new picture.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole new NFL picture.
Exactly.
There's so many teams that can do so much, and it's really like you don't know. You don't know. And that's been how it's felt for the past couple seasons. Like there was a while when I was a kid where like you could kind of bet on a couple different teams. Yeah, like Steelers, Pats. I mean, there were a couple that were just guaranteed, and now
the Chiefs.
Yeah, not the Chiefs. Now it seems like that's the only guarantee you have is that the Chiefs are going to do real good.
Yeah, I feel like every team's trying to beat the Chiefs.
The Niners have seemed pretty darn good for the past little while.
Yeah. The Niners, the Bengals. You got Joe Burrow.
But see, that's another
Burrowhead.
One. That's another one that I wouldn't have guessed a little bit ago.
We're going to Burrowhead.
Yeah,
okay. And Patty finally beat him first time. He's 3-0. He went to Burrowhead.
Yeah.
Finally beat him, but I don't know. It's going to be an interesting season. We got Odell going to the Ravens. He's not like this greatest superstar, but he is a threat. He does his thing. But he has jumped around to a few different teams quite recently throughout these few years, and so
Odell to the Ravens is pretty big. Former Giant.
Yeah, former Giant.
Former Giant. We got a Giants.
Big Giants. Got to stick with them through the good and the bad, but it's been bad.
Been a lot of bad. Been a lot of bad recently.
But you got to.
I can't hate. I'm a Broncos fan, so exactly. a lot of bad for us.
Russell Wilson.
Too. Russell Wilson just forgot how to play the game of football, I guess.
He did.
But
he was so good too. I mean, he's still. He's not the worst. He's a solid quarterback to have if he can just, do what he needs to do what he's asked to do, stuff like that.
The thing is, it's like for the past couple seasons, he's been like a game manager. Whereas, like you look at his last couple years in Seattle, that's not who he was. He was still a superstar. He still had like big play potential, and it seems like that has kind of gone out the window.
Out the window for sure.
Which it's just unfathomable to me that like MVP caliber quarterback could just
go downhill
so fast. I mean, in the length of one offseason.
Yep.
He went from the Seahawks, where he was putting up great numbers, like he was a fantastic fantasy quarterback to have, and then to the Broncos.
Team, speaking of,
I'm not in a league. I'm not in a league right now. I need to get in one. Are you in a league?
I am. My cousins asked me to be in one. So, who do we have? We got Joe Burrow. You know.
That's your team?
Yeah, that's my quarterback.
That's a big one right off the bat.
And then running back, I'm pretty sure I have Christian McCaffrey, so that'd be
Run
nice.
CMC.
Yep. And I have Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got a solid team. And other than that, it just kind of fell. You know, we had like 8 or 9 people in it. So after, you know, everybody picks who they need, the roster kind of falls down.
Yeah, it dwindles.
Yeah. But
man, the one season that me and you played with our group of friends, dude, I swear it was like after the first week, I had like 3 guys healthy.
I remember that.
I had like 3 guys healthy, and I was trying to screw people on trades. I was like offering.
I need this.
Yeah, I was like, give me this. I got 2 injured receivers and I was like, dude, I was fucking. I was.
We'll cut it out. Sorry.
Yeah, I was scrambling.
Yeah.
For any sort of like somebody that could get me points. I was like coming up with the wildest convincing arguments for like, oh, I'm gonna send you this dude. He's injured, but in a couple weeks, you watch, dude. He's gonna be a dog.
He's gonna drop 40.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
But it's crazy how in fantasy, like, you know, like it's based off of real life, you know. So if you have a player and he gets hurt, well, your fantasy team is.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
let's say you have Patrick Mahomes and he gets hurt.
Yeah.
You're going to lose out 20, 30 points.
You're being the GM,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Which it's crazy, like, what those guys go through in real life. Because could you imagine being a GM for an NFL team making, like, buttloads of money, and all of a sudden the players that you picked are just really going downhill? Like, that has to be...
Well, I mean, it's like this. If you are a GM and you sign these players... It goes through a lot of other players or other people within the corporation, you know, to get people.
Yeah.
And then let's say they get in trouble or something, get arrested.
Yeah.
That looks bad on you, and you have no other option but to cut them or release them, you know. And then you spent all that money on a chance, you know. And then it's also like you spend all this money on somebody, and then they don't
pan out.
Yeah, they don't pan out exactly. Like they don't put up the numbers that you expected, everything like that. You could lose your job, you know?
And
so
the thing is,
kind of crazy.
It is like what you said, because it's like you've got multiple people getting their input on all these decisions about getting players. Like, it ultimately, it falls to the GM, but it goes around the table. You know,
NFL recruiters.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in on it, but there's only one guy that takes the fire.
That signs the paper.
And it's like, man, you could have heard this decision from, you know, your assistant, and all of a sudden you're the one that's losing your job over it because you picked this guy that, you know, whatever he did.
And
you know,
he doesn't put up the numbers that you expected, everything like that. It's
a rough job to have.
It's a business, you know. At the end of the day, the NFL is just one big corrupted business.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's trying to put money in their pocket. You know, the players are trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Yeah. Which, you know, and a lot of, you know, especially older guys like to say, like, oh, you know, the league hasn't always been like that. But the league has always been like that. It's just, it wasn't advertised as that, and we didn't hear as much about it. Because, like, back in the day, guys weren't, you know, hopping on the NFL mobile app and going, oh, wow, this GM just did this, or this head coach just did this, or
this player went here.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't, like, quick like that. It was, I mean, maybe, and sometimes you probably didn't even hear about it.
Yeah.
Like, I bet most people didn't even know who their GM was.
Honestly.
Like that's info that we just have gotten in, like, the last 30 years.
On a tap of a phone, you can find out, you know.
Like, the 90s maybe is when they started putting it, like, on TV and stuff like that. But, like, as far as, like, having quick access to it, that's only been within the last 15 years. It goes to the
technology, man.
Technology, man.
We were talking about before this.
I'm telling you, dude, technology's getting way out of hand, dude.
Yeah.
Technology,
it's
especially,
scary.
Dude.
The AI and everything, all of that.
And this is something that everybody said, but, like, when you say something and then the next day you're getting an ad for it.
Yeah, no, that's creepy.
It is rough.
And that's real life. That's just really how it is.
Yeah.
Like, the phones be doing something skeptical up
thing
in
is,
there.
dude, I'm not completely against it. I don't think it's malicious all the way.
No.
I think that, like, you can definitely benefit from it, because it's like, dude, also that wouldn't happen back in the day. Maybe I do want that product, and them giving me that advertisement is how I'm gonna know where it's at and where to get it.
Yeah.
So
it could be good.
Yeah.
And it could be bad.
It could be bad.
Just like everything.
There's a lot of info that I don't want out there, but there's some info that I'm fine with having out there because it's like, what are they gonna do with my last 3 purchases from Amazon?
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna make or break me. But like, you know, when they have your Social Security and when they have, you know, all this different info, then it starts getting.
You know what I'd be scared of would be if they could look through our group chats. You know, the group chats, man. What would be sitting in there?
The group chats,
funny stuff. We get 20 to life. You know. Or just even just simple texts that you send, you know. I'm surprised I haven't had the FBI banging on my door.
I'll tell you.
You know.
And it's like, you know, a lot of the people out there that would like to, you know, expose group chats and everything like that, like to think that they're above it somehow, that they've never done anything or said anything dumb in their life.
All said something.
And everybody has.
Yeah,
everybody has.
Everybody's done something dumb, said something dumb. You know, we're all human at the end of the day. I mean, shoot. You know, it's if they did want to go through your group chats and everything like that, I feel like that'd be, you know, invasion to somebody's privacy at the end of the day. So I think they couldn't actually do it.
Well, it's
not saying they
know,
would.
It's not like they have any right to it.
No.
Like the only thing that you could really argue about somebody having a right to it is the platform itself.
Yeah.
Because you're using that platform, so technically they have a right to look at whatever you do on that platform. However, that would not benefit them. Because if everybody heard, oh, you know, this platform is telling everybody everything about their customers, nobody's going to use that platform.
No.
Like if Snapchat came out tomorrow and was like, we're publishing all the chats, everything's going to be public.
Then Snapchat would be dead.
Yeah, nobody would use it ever again.
We'd go to Kick.
Yeah, dude, people would be using Kick.
Back to Kick. Oh, the days of Kick. Gosh. Yeah. What's your Kick?
What's your Kick, dude? Hit me up on Kick.
Yeah, hit me up on Kick. Slide in the Kick DMs.
God. Yeah, man. No, it's crazy. Dude, and like how quick we get news again. Dude, this Maui thing. Oh my God.
I feel bad for all the people in there.
That is rough, dude. That is rough. And like,
imagine it's just, you know, you're sleeping one night, you wake up and everything's on fire, and you know, you lose all your property and houses and everything, just all your belongings and stuff.
And you know, the native Hawaiian people are very tied in with nature. Like that's a big part of their culture. So to lose so much of that beautiful, beautiful nature that they have out there is like, that's got to be such a huge hit to them. And, you know, prayers go out to all of them.
Yeah,
you know, that's rough.
Definitely. Prayers up.
Yeah.
But, man, it's crazy, you know.
Dude, F in the chat for...
Yeah.
For Maui.
L in the chat.
L in the chat.
Big L. Big L.
Beautiful island.
Yeah.
Beautiful island.
Beautiful place. I'd love to go to Hawaii. Shoot.
Yeah. But, man, dude, like...
It's a dream place.
There's a lot of info going around about it that I don't know how true it is, because it's like it's just like anything today. You don't really know how true anything is. But like one of the ones that I heard was that they were called out for like the departments out there, the fire departments out there were called out for a fire that was just like on the side of a mountain or something like that, and they came out and put it out, and then they left, and it like rekindled, and all of a sudden, you know, now you're looking at an acre instead of like a couple bushes on fire. You're looking at like an acre, and then
5 acres.
Well, and any ocean area has strong wind gusts, so like, and fire obviously is just going to get pushed and pushed and pushed by that. So
that's true. Like, the winds out there are crazy.
People are blaming the fire departments out there because they're like, we didn't get enough notification about it, and it's like...
It's definitely not their fault.
No.
You know, at the end of the day, it's, like I said earlier, just Mother Nature, you know?
Yeah. And you can't control it, dude.
Yeah, you can only do so much.
Like, what could people have done about, you know, Katrina, man? They tried to evacuate as much as they could, and, you know, it sucks, but it's something that happens. And,
Katrina was crazy.
Dude, New Orleans, man. God.
They got hit
bad. And it always seems to be these beautiful cities that get hit.
I remember seeing that stuff all in the news and stuff.
For
a while, too.
All these, like, rich, like, and I'm not saying rich, like, money-wise, but, like, rich cultures where they have so much great food and great art and all this beautiful stuff, it always seems to be those places getting hit the hardest, and it sucks because and I'm not saying anybody deserves it, but certainly those places don't deserve it. I mean, like if Nebraska got hit, it's a little different. But but like, man, all these cities with buildings that are hundreds of years old, that's
just rich culture, like you said.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But and like, can you imagine like all the money that's tied up in that disaster right now? Like, can you imagine people? So that's like a big spot for like Airbnbs, right?
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Can you imagine how many people had Airbnbs booked out for like months at their property, and the people on Airbnb already paid.
Yeah.
But now that property's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
Who's paying that money back? Airbnb hopefully is footing the charge. I mean, that's.
Well, I mean, you would think so.
Yeah,
but it's just going to be a long process.
If it falls back on the homeowner at all, I would be like super disappointed in that, because that's not fair. That they couldn't have foreseen that.
They couldn't control it.
Yeah. No, it's rough. There's a lot of money tied up in that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, people with good insurance, they're going to be pretty well protected, I imagine.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of the poor communities lost all their belongings.
Yeah, and they can't do anything about it.
And there's
that's
nothing.
What sucks from just a natural disaster.
Yeah. And they're going to have to like truly rebuild. Like, people with insurance, yes, they have to rebuild, but they're getting that
money
back.
Yeah.
Versus like somebody that has to like truly rebuild. They're not rebuilding. They're putting everything back together. And that is just, man, that's a
a little off topic here though. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you like to visit? First,
right now, or just like from like a kid?
Just right now.
Okay, right now, I'm on a big Europe kick, dude. I love Europe, and I really love Asia too, man. Like
Japan,
a lot of
cool.
Japan would be cool, but also like some of the island chains out there, like the Philippines and like Malaysia, like
Guam. Imagine, Guam would be cool.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
There's a lot of beautiful wildlife out there. Speaking of
different wildlife,
yeah, I just watched a video, dude, about like all the different types of alligator and crocodile and caiman species that have all like
big alligator guy, huh?
Big alligator guy. Not a Gators fan though.
No.
Roll
Gators.
Tide, baby, Bama.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Big Bama.
But no. So
not a Tim Tebow fan.
Dude, big Tebow guy. Hey, come on. What are we talking about here?
Big Tebow.
But no. So there's crocodile, caiman, and alligator. So we've got the American alligator, and then there's a couple other gator species around the world, but like mostly in the U.S. That's like where the most common gators are. And then you've got like caimans. There's black caimans, which are, their body is completely black, and they have like, you know how crocodiles, like saltwater crocodiles, they have pretty big scales on their back and on their tail and stuff? Yeah. Dude, these ones have gnarly spines on their back.
You think you could take a gator?
No way, dude.
You couldn't take a gator?
Not one of those ones. Like, depending on the size. Because those ones, those black ones, dude, they said the maximum length that they've ever found one, 23 feet. What are we talking about here?
One of those just running at you.
Think about a regulation hoop, 12 feet.
Yeah.
You're talking double that.
Yeah.
And it's that long.
Yeah.
And it's just muscle. It's just straight muscle, and it takes a hold of your leg and just spins, dude, and it gets after it. That thing is taking you down every day of the week, man. It's
just their
their bite force.
Yeah,
their bite force is the strongest in the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Like,
what's your favorite animal?
Dude.
Mine's a cheetah.
Cheetah?
Or a polar bear.
Hell yeah.
Like
big Tyreek fan, huh?
Yeah.
No, cheetahs are sick. Cheetahs are pretty sick. You know what's faster?
What?
Ostrich.
Than a cheetah?
Yeah.
Ostrich isn't running 70 miles per hour.
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes, it does.
No, we'll fact check that.
It runs 80.
We'll fact check.
We'll fact check that. We'll get back to you. It'll be in the comments.
There ain't no way.
Yeah, ostrich is faster.
Dude, no.
It is.
Cheetah is the fastest in the world.
Ostrich are faster.
This
I'm
guy.
telling you, dude.
Somebody, please get your man.
Ostrich are quick, man, and they have.
I know they're quick.
They lay eggs that are like the size of our head.
Yeah, dude, that's
eggs.
crazy.
Could you imagine an ostrich egg omelet? throwing down on that thing.
Like
Yeah,
that,
dude, that would fill up your plate. You just have one, like not even an omelet, like just one egg. You'd be like, God, dude, how am I gonna put this thing down? Yeah, no, I mean it would be rough. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, but once again, Maui. Everything goes out to you guys. That's horrible situation. Hopefully, I mean, obviously we're pretty early on, but hopefully we'll have some listeners and some viewers out there in Maui eventually.
Yeah. Come back to the Ep.1 of the pod.
Ep.1 of the pod, dude. You guys can come back and you know.
We sat here, tough life. Rough 9 to 5s.
9 to 5s, dude.
Just got a lot of thoughts. Want to express
going right out to you guys. No, it's not. I know it's not worth a ton, but it's worth something.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man. I'll tell you what, dude.
Tell me what.
This Fortnite season has been a banger. Has been a
Man
banger.
plays no builds.
Dude, big time no build guy. It's the only reason I still play the game. They made the game 20 times better.
He's playing third-person Call of Duty out here.
And it's the best. The skins, everything has been great. Jujutsu Kaisen. Not even a viewer, but they look sick.
You just gotta play the builds, man. You gotta get like me back in the day. I haven't touched Fortnite in years.
This guy was nasty on builds.
I haven't played any video game in a while. It was a big GTA.
One day we'll get a hold of this clip I have of this guy
of shooting the
dude out of an airplane with a sniper. Early seasons when they still had the airplanes, but just
that was
crazy.
Nasty. Dude, I didn't expect to hit it.
That's a
next
nasty
thing
clip.
It knocked down.
Next thing you know,
like,
dude, yeah. It took like 3 seconds for it to register. You see like the bullet.
It was like 600 meters, maybe farther.
Crazy.
I don't even know. That was a wild clip.
What do you think about the augments?
The augments.
The augments are pretty nasty. I like the augments.
The
little things that you roll for, where you select it, like the first assault, like rapid redeploy, like the things that
you press.
Yeah. You press the trigger.
They're cool. I'm not really used to them.
Dude,
I usually, like, if I do play like the game here and there, like I'll go through a whole game without even using them because I'm not used to them. But they're deadly. They can help you quite a bit.
I get deep into the meta. Like I'll look at like Ninja.
Oh,
hey, shout out. But I get into the meta of it and start like looking really deep into like what's the best. I mean, obviously I gotta look at Ninja because that's the boy, dude. He's so different, and his videos, great videos. But
because he plays no builds.
Gotta get into the meta, dude, and he's nasty in no builds because it's the most fun. The skill ceiling has gotten so high when it comes to builds. No, when it comes to builds.
Yeah.
And like it's so hard to get into.
There could be somebody way up here and somebody right here and then right here.
I'm just too late to it, I'm too late to it because like
once you draw it,
if I get in now, it's gonna be like a year until I can get like one. You
just gotta go into creative and just kind of mess around.
Yeah, but I'm not just gonna go into creative and just crank 90s all day.
Well, I mean, you can crank 90s. Get a feel for it,
Yeah.
But like you said, you're a little late to the party.
Yeah.
And if I tried to get back in, I'd get sauced real quick.
And I think that's part of what like opened up all the needs for some of these other games like Apex and different stuff like that because the skill.
Well, Fortnite was kind of dying, and then they brought no builds, and it was
no build revived it
because a lot of people were getting tired of just getting cranked 90s on and just getting absolutely pooper scooped.
Well, because there's like the classic clip of Ninja. I can't compete. I can't fucking compete. Yeah. It's just such a good clip.
Yeah.
But
some of those kids are different.
Some of those kids are way different. Like you look at the guys.
But they spend 12 hours a day on it.
You look at the guys like Cypher and Booga and like all the dudes that have like made money off the game, big money. Like they're all really solid with. I just ripped ass. Sorry, dude. Sorry, Pod. I apologize. I ripped ass, dude. But no. Yeah. Fortnite, man, I'm telling you.
Dude, Fortnite.
And I just got we'll have to play it later, but I just got this golf game, PGA Tour. Dude, it is the most infuriating game I've ever played in my life because so they have like these golf commentators. It's like Madden, like how they have the commentators and stuff. They have these golf commentators who are ruthless, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you miss a shot,
they're like, "Oh, he sucks. Dude, get him out of here. Get him off the greens."
They're on you, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not that. Like they're so subtle about it. They're like, "That was not the shot that he wanted to take," and I'm like, "Oh my god, bro." I reached
Relax,
a point,
man.
I reached a point in the game where I kept yelling at the TV. I was like, I did it. I suck. I did it. Shut up.
You know what is more infuriating? UFC.
Dude.
Not the commentators, just the
Just
game.
the game. And
It's so
like,
hard, it's so intricate.
when you take an L, like, it hurts you as a person. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
God damn, that hurt my manhood. Like,
I love that
hurt.
game.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Oh
game.
my God. Sugar Sean and Aljamain. Come on. Sugar Sean taking his first championship of his career, dude. Of his
I watched
early
that
career.
too.
I watched it too. Dude, that was a nasty knockout.
Dude, that was
nasty.
And he came up and just bopped him right on the
Dude,
head.
yeah. Well, because, I mean, it was
Get a little
over.
head bop.
Yeah, it was over, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like, Sterling Aljamain, so great with his grappling, amazing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, really good. And he shot for the
hang.
legs, and he tried to shoot, and just O'Malley so deadly with that overhand hook, just boom, put him down, and then finished it beautifully. And, I mean, I can't think of a guy that deserves it more. I mean, he really has put in a lot of work.
What is that, lightweight?
Bantamweight.
Bantamweight,
and like you think of the clips that we've seen way back in the day of him doing the shooting the shot celebration and all that stuff. Like, he's been around for a while and he has fought his way to the top. He deserved that championship
100%.
shot, obviously, because he won the championship.
Yeah.
So
it was a good fight though.
I don't
wonder
know
how many-
I don't know if I could. It was a good fight. It was entertaining, but like, first round, dude. I mean, it was done quick.
That's true.
Yeah, I do like to see it go the
5,
distance sometimes.
6.
Yeah, seeing it go the distance is fun.
Damn, it was the first round, wasn't it?
First round, quick too. It was like first, 35 seconds? I don't know. You guys can fact check that, but
it was something
first
like
35
that.
seconds, I think. Nasty knockout, man. And he wasn't really talking a whole lot of trash before the fight. Aljamain was. Aljamain Sterling was talking a lot of trash pre-fight. And
Remember the
stare down?
No, Ryan Garcia Tank fight.
I do, because we put money on it.
I still owe you $5 on that.
But
that was, you
Dude.
know, I'm a big Ryan Garcia fan, but I knew as soon as he took that fight with Tank, I knew in my heart that he was gonna lose.
Ryan Garcia, all respect to him. I think he's a great fighter.
He just hasn't
And
fought competition like Tank.
He wasn't. I believe that he was swinging a little bit out of his league.
Well, one of them he swung way too hard and got rocked for it. So and that shook him real quick.
I think he was just out of his depth. He was not ready for that specific fight. I think that he can absolutely build his way up to those caliber of fights, but at the point that he was at in his career, he hasn't fought the same talent as a guy like Tank that holds the world lightweight championship, middleweight, lightweight. Okay, yeah, world lightweight championship. Like, you can't go from fighting, who's who in wherever to
right.
I didn't know anybody that he was fighting.
No, I didn't either.
And then
fighting some Russian dude and then some Spanish dude that we've never even heard of.
You can't go from that to Tank.
Tank, yeah. You got to ease your
Tank
way
is
into
just a
it.
dog. Have you seen Tank? His arrest video?
Yes.
That was hilarious, dude.
That was something different.
He's like, I was trying to get her a ride.
Yeah.
I was trying to get her a ride. I thought that was hilarious, dude. He just kept saying that.
Yeah.
And the
man's
cop,
was sauce.
dude, he was. And the cop was being not cool.
No, not at all.
I don't think that Tank was handling it right either, but the cop was being a real a-hole.
Yeah.
Because he was like, he kept coming back on these lines of questioning where I was like, what does this have to do with it at all? This doesn't pertain to the situation at all. And then they were mean, because I don't know if you remember the guy that came out of the house that was like trying to talk to the cops. He was like, his daughter can stay with me, it's fine. And Tank is the father, and he gave them consent. He was like, hey, yes, she can stay with him. She'll be safe with him. He's a family friend. And then the cops were like, we have to speak to the mother. We have to.
They weren't really.
And they were trying to get the mother there, and Tank goes, she's in a different state, dude. She can't get here. It's fine.
I think cops should do, not like a counseling program, but like a, what is it called? Like where,
like de-escalation training, or like what?
Yeah, sort of, but like more of like person-to-person training.
Yeah.
Like
I could see that, like some, just like a little bit of interaction type stuff, like interaction-based training. Yeah. Because that is true. I do see a lot of training.
Just a lot of cops that go into it young, they just don't know how to talk to other people like on the street, you know, just like out in the mud, stuff like that, you know. And I feel like that's where a lot of problems arise, is from cops not being able to handle interactions with different kinds of people than they are properly, you know.
And this
you
is
see
just
a lot of it
coming from me with what little I know, but like from what I see of cop trainings and stuff like that, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I see from cop trainings a lot is like situation-based training, where it's more about like, okay, if we get into a shootout, or if this happens, or if this happens, and it's never really like, okay, I'm gonna have this trainer yell at me and I'm gonna try to bring the situation down. I don't see a lot of like verbal training with them. So
that's
I feel like
what I was saying. Kind of like, just like you said, de-escalation, you know, properly de-escalation, stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like cops need a little.
This is absolutely not like against the cops. We are all for law enforcement. Good guys out there. I'm all for law enforcement. They're good guys out there,
they are. You know,
and they go through a lot. There's a lot of situations that they shouldn't be facing, but not just them. Like, nobody should be in some of the situations that they get into. So
I mean, imagine putting yourself in their situation. You know, you're dealing with a lot. Things can go from 0 to 100 real quick. So you know, you gotta understand and protect yourself at the same time. You know, I couldn't imagine being like inner city cop. Like, that shit would suck.
Inner city cop in like St. Louis, New York, Detroit, like any of those big cities, California, like Florida, any of those big markets where there's lots of people, and you know, some of these cops are dealing like as much de-escalation as they have. Some of them are in areas where maybe it's a predominantly Russian-speaking neighborhood, or it's a predominantly Korean-speaking neighborhood, or it's a predominantly.
You don't even know how to talk to them.
How are you supposed to de-escalate a situation like that? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, Spanish is probably the most encountered one, where it's foreign language. There's a lot of Spanish.
You're saying Russian?
There are a lot of Russians.
There is a lot of Russians, but you know, the most common would be, you know, Spanish. But that would be tough, you know, and you got to keep your cool, you know. Hopefully you're hoping they keep their cool and everything like that. But have you ever seen the thing on, I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime. It's like a documentary about a cop, I forget his name, back in like the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, and he was what's the word I'm trying to think of?
Detective?
No, he was like a
beat cop.
No, he was like a bad cop, basically.
Oh, he was kind of corrupt.
Corrupt. Yes, there we go. Thank you. He was a corrupt cop, and he like his partner. You know, they ran into in the cop car and everything. You know, patrolling the city and stuff. And it was in
South Central Los Angeles.
No, it was in New York.
Oh,
it was.
I was about to say, I was like, are you thinking of a movie here? Because there's a movie that I know that's exactly like that.
Yeah, it was in Brooklyn, and he was just a corrupt cop. Like, he was selling drugs. He was pulling people over and like saying, "Hey, you can like go, but I'm gonna take like all of your stuff and stuff like that." And then he like had like a house that he put like all of his
taking
stuff
goods.
All of his stuff, and he would like go into like the evidence locker, steal a bunch of shit, and then he ended up, of course, you know, all good things. Well, that's not a good thing, but all, like, as soon as you feel all high and mighty,
things done in the light will be exposed when it comes to time.
Yeah, and he got exposed for sure, and he like went like 15 years in jail and stuff. And I just couldn't imagine coming across like such a corrupt cop like that. That would be terrible.
Well, it's like
and then they beat your ass and then take all your stuff, and then it's just crazy. That's your law enforcement right there, working hard.
It's just a criminal that found its way in. You
know?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's a criminal that found its way in.
Definitely, he was they had a bunch of. He was even on the documentary. Like, he was talking and telling all the stories. The actual cop, and then his buddies that were in the same like department was talking about him, and they said he's the biggest criminal in New York at the time. So
you think that's pretty crazy? Could you imagine, like, and you've been to Mexico, I haven't been, but like, dude, the army and the police, like, everybody is on the cartel's payroll. Could you imagine that happening, where like an army truck pulls up on you and they've all got AKs and M4s and all sorts of stuff, and they're just like, "Hey, this is our house now, so your family can just
Well, it's
go."
crazy because when I was in Mexico, I stayed at a resort and everything in Riviera Maya, and the front desk, like hotel attendants or resort tenants, whatever, was like telling us, hey, like, do not leave the premise.
Don't leave the premise, yeah.
Don't leave the premise. And like, it's crazy because like, there's like 6 or 7 resorts all right next to each other. Looks like utopia. Absolutely beautiful, you know? And then beyond that, like literally in front of the resort, it shows the Mexican, like, or the Spanish, like, city and stuff. And it was so ran down and everything. It was sad. But, you know, there is beautiful parts in Mexico.
Yeah.
But like, the drive, we landed in Cancun, and then we drove down. It was about an hour. So I saw like a bunch of the city and stuff, and it was, you know, it was really rough in some spots, and then it was absolutely beautiful,
just like anywhere.
Yeah. And then the person that drove us there was just one guy. He drove all 5 of us, and he was like, hey, like, whenever we get to your resort, like, do not leave, don't leave. And I'll never forget me and so and so.
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
No names out here.
Yeah.
But anyways, me and so we were at the pool, and there, you know, a bunch of people there and everything. And there's this dude like has like a beatbox, and he's like jamming, it's super loud music and everything. He's like, hey man, there's a club and or a party at a club right down the road, you know, this and that. He was like, a limo will come and pick you up. And I look at him and I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah, not happening.
And then
dude.
so and so starts laughing, was like pulling me away, and like we left. But I was like, I'm not trying to get chopped up.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. No, thank you. But you know, maybe, you know, I always give, you know, benefit of the doubt. You know,
that's a situation where I'm not giving the benefit of the doubt.
No. It's definitely a situation.
That's not a risk I'm
but,
taking.
Yeah, but it was just crazy, you
also,
know, and that's really how easy it can be. You know, he could have, you know, done something with some
or
stupid
it could have been a wonderful night in a limo at a club.
Yeah, you know,
but that
seemed a little,
it's
crazy.
A little. I mean, if you guys let us know in the comments, but that sounds a little too good to be true, right there.
I don't know.
But once again, that's like another place where it's, you know, beautiful culture, beautiful people, like such a welcoming people as a whole.
I love it so much.
The Mexican culture.
We need to go back.
Yeah, dude. The Mexican culture is so rich, and like their heritage is awesome.
And family's everything over there.
Yeah, family's everything. Love. Yep.
I love it.
Wonderful, dude. I love their, like, all the decor, too, and, like, their
the
architecture
food,
style, the
best
food.
food. Oh, my God.
I mean, dude, who doesn't like Mexican food? Dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's not going to rip 10 tacos at a little street taco stand, dude? Everybody.
Dude, come on.
And is that dude not always, like, the nicest guy ever? And he's got his wife and his 2 kids working back there, too, and they, you know,
they're just super nice.
Hook it up with some extra salsa or whatever, and it's always cool.
Give me that guac.
Always a good experience. I never cease to smile when I'm at, like, a taco stand.
I've never honestly came across a mean Mexican person.
Never once, dude. Never once.
They're just so cool, down to earth. For
well, I assume that there's some out there, but there's
rude white people, rude Mexicans. Rude everybody.
That's what a lot of people don't get, man. There's no, like, you can never categorize one group as one certain thing. No. Not all white people are this. Not all black people are this. Not all Asian people are this. Everybody has better and worse and this and that and the other. I mean,
we're all humans right here. Jesus.
It is what it is, dude. Oh my God. It's crazy people that, like, generalize so big like that. I mean, that's
just anybody.
That blows my mind that you can even, like, you have to have a pretty small view of the world to look at a whole group of people.
Small-brained.
Yeah.
Looking
at a whole group of people and being like, they're all this, bro. What are we talking about here? That's like 18th century thinking, dude. That's insane. Yeah, that's archaic.
Definitely, definitely 18th century.
Yeah.
But, you know, honestly, we should take a trip soon. We need to.
I'm telling you, dude.
Some of the boys.
But honestly, I'm telling you, dude. Europe.
Yeah,
Europe is the way,
Germany,
dude.
Germany
would be cool.
Got free stay in Germany. You just gotta buy a plane ticket.
Germany would be cool. I think France.
I'd love to go to France or Italy or.
And the thing that's really cool about
Europe
is, like, all of Europe. Not all of them, but most of them are the size of, like, Texas or a little bit bigger. Like, all those countries are pretty small.
Yeah.
And we could drive to most. Like, there's so many people.
Could hit couple different places
easily. Like, there's so many people that do cross country trips across the U.S. and that's way more.
I'd love to go longboarding out there.
Yeah, like bomb some hills.
No.
Oh.
I mean, no, not bomb.
No, not bombing hills.
I can't. Bad experience.
Yeah.
But like even just skateboarding through the town, that'd be so much fun. That would be awesome. But you know, in the comments, tell me what the prettiest places.
If you live somewhere cool. Yeah. I know that we're just speaking English, just a bunch of dummies over here, but if you are somewhere else listening or watching, let us know. Tell us if we need to go there.
Yeah.
Tell us if we can stay with you.
Yeah, free stay. We're some partying boys.
But yeah, man. Dude, it's a wonderful life, man. I'm
But there's so much more. There's so much of the world I just want to see.
talking about the world. What about other worlds, dude? What about them aliens? What's happening with that? That's a crazy.
God.
I can't believe that has just come out, and it's like nobody is.
Well, I'm somebody
talking
that's
about
not gonna, like, yeah, everybody can think something, stuff like that. Things get put out on social media platforms and stuff. I hate to, kind of listen to what's being put out. I kind of want to have my own thought about everything. I think a lot of people should, don't listen to what you see, listen to what you think is right, in a sense. So I don't know about with all this alien stuff coming out.
But it's not just like social media stuff. It's like in the news. They release documents.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a
legit.
crazy thing. Yeah, it's wild.
And the thing that is changed, so like usually what they had always said was like, yes, and this is always what people have thought, is like Area 51, all these different places, which realistically Area 51 was not like an alien testing site or something like that. It was mostly for like nuclear research because it's out in Nevada, it's in the desert. Nobody's going to get harmed by that radiation. But like what they had always said was, oh yeah, they've recovered ships. But with this most recent one, what they said is we've recovered ships and the pilots.
Yeah.
So that is completely different because that means that they have alien life forms that they don't know what it is. And for the government to come out and say that, why would they say that if it's not true? Like, they don't gain anything.
There was some congressman or something super high up in the political party. I don't know what division or whatnot, but basically, the person was asking him, asking something about if there is an extraterrestrial like people or something like that around, and he was like, I'm not denying any allegations or anything, but I'm not in the area to discuss that. Basically, basically shutting the question down. Yeah. And that right there, I'm like,
yeah. And that's been happening for years and years. All these shutdowns, like when people ask about it, hey, no, we're going to talk about a different subject.
Think about what the Navy is seeing, being out on the seas and stuff like that.
And not even just the Navy, but sailors for years and years, like way in the past. Like you're talking about 1800s when they describe, we were out at sea and we saw, a crazy light above us. And like,
you need to watch The Fourth Kind.
I've seen it.
The movie?
Yeah.
Dude.
Which one are you talking about?
It's like basically kind of like a counselor and everything, and
she's all jacked up, right?
After all
I've seen it.
With the people.
Dude, that like when I was a kid, seeing that first scene of her all jacked up in like gray, I was like, yikes, dude. It scared me bad.
Yeah. But dude, like this, they're out in Alaska, which is like one of the most like popular sightings and stuff, because in Alaska it's like 5%.
Yeah, nobody's out there. There's
it's
no
like
95%
wilderness,
basically. The populated areas is like Anchorage, and that's
it. Yeah. Anyways, one of the scenes in there is the dad with like his wife and 2 kids, and he's like yelling to the cops all outside, and he just shoots all 3 of them and then kills himself.
Yep.
It's crazy, and they all said that they see the same thing, and it was this white owl. And then after seeing the white owl, all this crazy stuff have happened to him. And all these people, they don't know each other. They're talking to the counselor, and they all mention this white owl. How crazy is that? They all have the same story. So then I'm like, well, either this is a crazy coincidence or something's freaking happening, I don't know. I just think that movie, like, everybody should watch that movie. It really changed my whole thought process on this subject, so-and-so wanted me to watch it so much, and I was like, no, I don't want to watch it. And then one night I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And I was just like so sucked into it. It was just, maybe I saw the white owl. The white owl was
that's how you're seeing white owls, bro.
The white owl's right outside watching it.
I'll tell you what, bro. What is the
that movie is crazy.
Was White Owl a brand of cigarillos?
Yeah,
White owl. White owl, white peach.
White owls.
Yeah, white owl, white
Dude,
peach.
the white peaches went crazy back
in the day. Back in the day. Not saying I put anything in them, but back in the day.
The mango swishers went crazy.
Yeah. By the way, 21, 22.
Yep.
We're of age.
Yep.
But
of age.
Yeah.
Of age.
But
legal state.
Legal. Yeah.
So.
But
we don't smoke anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
I do not.
But
as much as I miss it.
Back in the day.
I don't miss it.
Back in 06.
Back in 06. Puffing cigarillos.
But
them Swisher or them Black and Milds, man.
I'll tell you what, dude.
Wood type Black and Milds.
They'll make you throw up if you're not careful.
Yeah.
God,
after a few brewskis,
after a few brews, they'll get you.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, like with the white owl thing, dude. Throughout history, there are so many different cases of mass hysteria where like a group of a lot of people will all see the same thing, and when you look back at the case, it's like there's no way they could have seen that. So it's like, how does one of the big things was like the Salem witch trials.
Oh shit.
When everybody was thinking about like witchcraft and stuff like that. A big part of that was that, and I could be wrong about this, just some of the specifics. I know I'm right about the general idea, but some of the specifics maybe. But they were mostly eating rye bread, and there's a oat that you put into rye bread that when it ferments and when it sits for too long and it gets mold on it, it creates psilocybin, which is the same active compound in mushrooms and LSD and stuff.
Okay.
So they were eating like old bread, and this was the bread that they were eating in all of those like surrounding towns and stuff like that. So all these people were just tripping balls back then.
And they didn't know what was...
Hell no, dude. Dude, if I saw some lady, like, she could just be hanging up laundry like on one of those clotheslines, and then you're like, oh my God, I saw her summon a demon. And it's like,
and then the whole town hangs up.
And they're all like, I've been seeing crazy shit too. I bet you're right. And it's like, that is weird...
I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's a crazy case of like mass hysteria with those seeds that were going bad and getting mold in them in that bread. And just everybody was eating them. Yeah, everybody was eating them.
And back in that time, you didn't really think about diseases and stuff like that.
Well, and which one of them knew about psilocybin?
Yeah,
I guarantee none of them did.
No.
They were just
not
like...
even the doctors.
All they knew was that they were seeing crazy stuff and they couldn't explain it. So that was a very religious time period where they were, very... Like, this was all pilgrims and settlers. Like, these were the what do they call them? Like Puritans from New England that were all like very, very either Christian or Catholic. All of them were. And they came here with their strong beliefs, started tripping, saw some crazy stuff, and they were like, it's got to be tied in with like demons and the devil. They're done.
Yep. And then, once one person said this, another 5 said it. Then next thing you know, the whole town's believing it. And they're dead.
Dude, you want to know one of the punishments was, dude? They had this chick. I think it was a chick. It could have been a dude, because they accused some dudes of witchcraft too.
Yeah.
But they put her in between. So they laid her on a slab of granite or something, I think it was, and then put like a light slab of rock on top of her so that it wouldn't kill her, but like it was slowly putting pressure on.
Yeah.
And then they would ask her. They'd be like, "Are you a witch?" And every time she said no, they would add another one and add another one and add another one, and she kept saying no, because like
she wasn't.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine knowing for a fact that you're not guilty, but you're just being crushed under this? And what are you going to say? Yes, I am. And then they're going to kill you immediately.
Exactly.
Which I don't know. Maybe that's the better fate, is to just say you are and then killed immediately. But then again, they were burning them at the stake. Yeah. So burn or get crushed, that's a fucking hard choice right there.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, so like, and they just kept adding slab after slab, and she kept saying, no, I'm not, until...
Killed her.
That's a wild punishment. There's been some weird punishments throughout history. You know about, like, the brazen bull?
Mm-hmm.
That is weird, dude. Who comes up with that? Like, let's make a bronze bull that has a hole in it. Let's put somebody in it and start a fire underneath it.
Yeah,
and then... Once that body is all charred and starts smoking, it looks like smoke coming out of the nose of the bull. That is crazy.
Messed up.
And it's honestly really creative though, because also like their screams in there, because of the way it reverberated around in the brass, it sounded like a bull, like
yeah.
like that is weird, dude.
demented.
And it's all in like the Middle Ages.
It's barbaric.
It's all in the Middle Ages. That's when
Yeah.
they came up with all that crazy stuff, like drawing and quartering, having somebody tied to the horses, and then just having them run. Dude, all that stuff.
Barbaric.
All that stuff was way back in the day. Why were they so like infatuated with like public execution?
Yeah.
That's
and just like think about like fighting to the death. You know, that was entertainment. You know.
Yeah.
Fuck basketball. You
Yeah.
know. Fuck soccer.
Which
we're out here.
You know, honestly,
watching people
to a
kill each
certain
other.
extent. You could say that like cancel culture is kind of like that now.
Yeah.
Where it's like a public execution. You're ending that person's social life publicly so that everybody can see. I think maybe it's like a primal need in us to see like publicly somebody get put down.
Back then,
I think it still is
still in us,
because they're still doing it. Like they're still like like also you talk about like the Colosseum and stuff in Rome where they would have the gladiators fight. Dude, what do we call school fights? Well, UFC, school fights, when everybody gathers around, just like a Coliseum, and everybody goes.
Still in us,
there's still
they're
just
not killing each other, but
killing.
they're still beating each other.
I don't think I'd stop watching.
Yeah, no, I would.
I'd be like, hey, dude, this is going to the death.
About a UFC fight. Like, we it's in us.
Yeah,
like we just.
It's exciting. I mean, there's something about that.
Not that I want to do it.
No,
I don't want to fight.
I don't want anybody to die.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But it's like.
I'd like to watch people fight.
There's something interesting about the risk that somebody takes going in there knowing that they could die. Or that they're probably going to die. You're right. Because, like, especially in Rome, like, when they would send one gladiator in against 3 lions and just see what happens, bro, he knows he's going to die. There's no way that he's going in there, like, confident. He's like, I got this, dude. Dude, he's not sweeping that series. Like, he's getting fucking taken down in game 1. But, no, dude, it's insane. It's insane.
Dude, look at this.
Dude, I think we got about 9 more in us.
9?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you though, man.
I don't know, all that gladiator stuff would be wild.
That would be wild.
Just living in that time period would be crazy. We got a big problem.
That would be crazy.
We got a big problem.
We do got a big problem.
Yeah, look.
And I think that this is a solid first ep, guys. So what we're going to do, we're going to wrap this one up. If you're out there listening, we really hope you enjoyed. If you're out there listening.
First episode, just rambling thoughts.
Yeah. We're ironing out the kinks. This is basically what it's going to be like. So you're getting a pretty good preview of what you're going to see.
Have anything you want us to talk about or anything like that? Let us know.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not expecting nothing to blow up. We're not expecting no viewers, nothing like this.
No.
We're doing it for our own self. We enjoy it. We talk like this on the regular basis, so why not put it in front of the camera, and just have fun with it. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say.
Yeah. And if you are out there and you like and sub or whatever you want to do, drop a comment. I appreciate it, and we appreciate it. And Ryan will be back plenty of times. We'll have some other people on here too, and hopefully some days we'll have 3-4 people on here.
Get a view of our friend group.
Yeah,
I know you guys will love them.
Just a couple sneak peeks. You might get a little Brado, a little Alex action. Get a couple of those.
Definitely some goobers.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of good eps to come. So appreciate you guys coming in for the inaugural ep, man. Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.